Welcome back to another Low Rancho video, and today's video is a little different. We're doing a full movie, which I've never done before, of the day we pulled the 1957 Chevy four-door station wagon out of the trees. It was parked in 1975. My grandpa bought it for $50 and never drove it. So he bought it for $50, and then 50 years later, I pulled it out of the tree row. I've had it for about 2 years. We worked on it for quite a few months, and this is about 8 videos combined from my YouTube channel into one video. So I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like, subscribe, and all the videos are individually posted on my channel as well. Make sure to check them out if you want more in-depth. Tried to make this as enjoyable as possible, so enjoy. Another revival of the 57 Bel Air wagon 4-door, which I think it was shown in the Lark video. And this is the next of many projects down here. It's a 57 Bel Air wagon. It was sitting right next to the Lark. Video of it coming out of the tree row. It's this dark green. It looks like it used to be pink and maybe white. The inside is just as bad as the Lark was. The little seat. Oh, this might actually be worse than the Lark. Holy crap. That is disgusting. I believe all 4 wheels spun on it when we pulled it out of the trees. It's got the... Oh, that's sweet. Tailgate, and then lifts up, obviously. Got the hidden gas cap. It's the iconic Bel Air. It's pretty gross. This actually might be worse than the Lark. Oh my goodness. Just see how thick that is. Did have the good shag carpet in the back, which is prime. So got some hubcaps back here too. All the lug nuts came loose, which is also a step up from the Lark. And I'll pull this one up to the house instead of messing with it down here because it was a waste of time last time. This does have a 327 in it. It was swapped at some point. This car was bought for $25 in the 80s. And it has been sitting down here ever since. Or it's been sitting ever since. Another rat-filled engine bay. Oh, this carb is roached. That looks like a pretty fresh nest. Maybe we'll find some friends. But yeah, 327 is what I've told. It would have been a 283 originally, I believe. I haven't ran the VIN yet. I should probably do that. got the Coors Light can covering the radiator. Don't know if it's free yet. Really hoping hard on this, and well, Mason's gonna do it all for me. As I always and then we're gonna drag it up to the house and start working. Instead of taking it up to the house, we actually cleaned the entire inside of the car just to prevent it from breathing in so much mouse poop and diseases that are most likely inside this car. Alright, are you good? Let's set up. That was welded in with a wrap. Throw it back onto the rim. Drive it for 50,000. This is the carnage. It's seen better days. Oh, somebody hacked.
You want to drive it? Okay, deal.
Found this nice skull.
Fucking rat.
This is all stuff that came out of it. Some more, that's a headliner, some hubcaps, more crap. Tires that all came out of it. This little booster seat, I think it would have been called back then. It's pretty roached. Pretty roached. Car's all cleaned up, and we got all the spark plugs out, and they're not too bad. This one, which is the, I don't know, it'd be 8 or 7, is a little crunchy, but this is already a much better chance than the Studebaker Lark was. They're all just a little, it was running pretty rich, and so now taking the carb off because the Quadrajet, because it's pretty rough as well.
Quadrajet is Quadrajunk.
Quadrajunk.
Oh, no. Where's it stuck? What's this? Got fiber? You want to spray on it? Yeah. Right. Oh no. Not the valve covers. These are actually really nice valve covers. Pull all the bolts. Just in case.
Ooh, that's crunchy. Dang. That gasket must be good.
No, it's the stud it's stuck on.
Oh. Flip it over.
Oh no. It's not gonna fall off.
Hey, it's prime on the bottom.
The spring's broke.
Motor stuck.
That is toast.
Oh yeah, you're not cleaning that out.
No, I mean, we can't even, this won't cool if we get it to run, you know. Should we pull the motor?
Got the starter out. It was only held on by 1 bolt, so made it quite easy. Let's see what it looks like inside of here. Oh, she got new freeze plugs. Not bad in there. She looks pretty good. I mean, it doesn't really tell me anything, but it looks pretty good. Does have new freeze plugs, which could be bad. I don't know what this thing is welded onto the exhaust. I've never seen that before. This is the old transmission mount. Somebody's hacked it off, and I'm assuming this is a turbo 350 transmission. I don't know what other Chevy it would have been. And then we got the custom C-channel motor or transmission mount now. Oh, it's got some extra holes in it.
Did really bad about commentating, but this is me trying to use the flywheel to turn the motor over, because there's no crank bolt because it's an early Chevy small block, so we didn't have a crank bolt in there. Couldn't turn the dampener by hand, so this was our best bet. It's just pry on the flywheel, which it clearly worked here, as you can see.
Oh shit, that's a hard spot. It is. This is funny as hell. Got the custom shift linkage. They tack weld a piece of rebar and then add this spacer. I don't even know what that is. I think that's like 3 flat washers that they put in there as a spacer for the shift linkage. All right, so we got the motor. The motor turns over. We got to go get a starter. And it actually turned over pretty well. It was not like smooth, but all that Marvel mystery has been sitting there for a week now. And we're gonna take the starter in and see what parts, see if we can find a new one. Alrighty, let's get this crunchy ass thermostat out. Oh yeah, she mint. A little rusty.
What is that?
It came off the valve cover, whatever it is.
Gasket.
It's rust.
It could be worse.
Yeah, it just needs. That all came off the valve cover.
Yeah, shouldn't have touched the valve cover.
Nope, look at it. Brand new starter. Mason's gonna dig into the carb, and then we're gonna try to hook up the key, and should get it cranking at least, and then we'll go from there and see if we can get it running. Got the new starter in here. So, getting the points cleaned up. Damn, it looks brand new in there. We're gonna have to get new spark plugs probably. These ones aren't too bad, but if we want any chance of it running, we should probably replace them. Carburetor's done for. Like I said, water pump's locked up, so we won't be able to run it long. And then we did find a new coil because the old one somehow is covered in grease. You know how that happens, but the cap's still decent shape. We got new plug wires and should be ready to run here pretty soon. We're gonna have to wire up the starter still, but that's about it. Nice.
Yeah, we could. I just got under here.
This is weird. It spins both of them.
Really?
Yeah, but it's coming out. I don't know. It's a stupid design. It seems like it's ready to break.
Oh, good one already. Oh god.
Is that mine or yours?
Mine.
Oh, it's yours. Oh shit.
Ooh, it's stinky. You smell it? That is freaking nasty oil.
That smells really bad. This is probably not gonna have anything come out of it.
There should be stuff in it. I mean, the dipstick was full. Oh god. Oh, take a video. Take a video.
I know. Oh. That's why I wanted to drain it. I knew that. Oh, that was gross.
I'll have to do one more oil change too after we get it running for a little bit.
Cleanest oil change. It's like gear oil.
That was really bad.
Glad I changed that. Make that on blaze. Oh, it's actually really cleaned up in there.
That was pretty good actually. It's better than I thought it was.
Oil filter. I'll clean up the original AC and we are going to reuse that
Get that long bolt in there.
If you want, I got.
It's just hard because it's nighttime all the time. Do a little bit of wiring to get the starter hooked up. Got one wire that's good. Gotta fix this purple wire, and then there's a green wire right there, which the mice have enjoyed. So we're gonna clean those up, and then hopefully try to crank it.
All right, this time.
Oh yes. Turn the runners on. One works. One blinker
I'm
works.
fine with that. I think the right one doesn't work, right?
Yeah, yeah. There, they work. Now they both work.
Yeah, they both work for runners. They don't both work for blinkers. I remember that. It's probably because the rear bulb's out. Well, the rear doesn't do anything, does it?
No, they're complete. Yeah. I think those are trailer wires.
Oh, dude, you totally put them backwards. Okay, unhook the battery. Do you see that?
Yeah, with Samsung, it's kind of nice. Yeah. Holy shit, that's got.
From that.
I know.
Look, it's on the fenders now. Smells nice.
Yeah, I love that marble mystery. Sweet.
Plug a couple that are on the curb because why not?
Got the wires on. All 8 of them. And we're plugging some vacuum ports.
Even though the carb doesn't work.
Yeah, and the carburetor, that's not going to do us any good. We're just going to have to feed it with a spray bottle.
Or just a water bottle.
Sort.
Get a water bottle.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to use gas.
I might.
I don't know, we'll see. But theoretically, everything should work. I'm not getting my hopes too high, but it's looking good. Yep.
Might not have started. Oh, is the key on?
I don't know. Probably need more battery too. So we've been trying to crank it, and we didn't have any spark. We had spark from the coil, but didn't have any spark from the to the wires. And we might have forgot to put the. Bro just broke the cap. We might have forgot to put the rotor back on the distributor. So, all right, relax, Hulk. 3 of trying to get it started. Now that we have actual spark.
We should.
Ready?
Yep. It did just backfire. I bet. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Put it out. That is very flammable.
Ready?
Ready?
One more go. That's 180.
What's up, guys? Back with another.
Please leave that in.
Kidding. But we got a new carburetor and putting the adapter on. This carb is huge. It's off a boat. We got sparkulators. Distributor cap. I think that's the condenser, probably. Not sponsored by AutoZone, unless they want to. Probably points. And then new rotor. So whole new ignition system. So it doesn't run now. I give up. Just kidding. But it should have a chance, especially with the new carburetor. That's probably gonna be our best chance. So let's get this run on, and then brought my jump thing out here so we have little more power. and hopefully should start. Took the distributor out, and Mason is the timing guy, so he's replacing all the parts that probably don't need replaced, but just better to be safe than sorry. So we're not fighting ignition stuff. Ready?
All right, do that. Keep going.
What is that?
What is that from?
I don't know, it's blowing out every gasket over here though.
The next
Yeah,
hour
he's over here
of working on this was us just cranking and cranking and cranking on this car. And it's just adjusting the timing. Took the distributor out multiple times, put it back in, and just could not get it to do anything. So we finally gave up, and we did a little bit of compression testing with our thumbs and realized this motor has no compression. So it's just, all of our trials here are for nothing.
Yeah, right.
Home to the mountain home to the mountain
We brought I videoed a little bit, but I brought the wagon over to my house where we had the Lark, and we're going to pull the motor now, and that'll be the part one of the revival, because we're going to fully rebuild the motor. We're going to have to, because there's no compression. And that's about how that goes. And then we got a new bumper for it, and what else do we get? A radio and a manual. So just, you know, cheap, why not? And so we're gonna pull this out, do a time lapse of it. Shouldn't take long since it's hacked in there already. And then we're gonna have the work part. Parts in a pile over here. Took the support out just to make it easier. And we got all the homemade linkage underneath the car. There's plenty of it. Never used one of these plate thingies. I don't even know what that is.
My wife.
I just work on inline sixes. I don't know what this fancy shit is. I'll get it lifted out, and then we'll blow it up. Block the wheels. Hey, it's on the dipstick. Lower her back down.
Bring her down, Hoss.
Problem solved.
It's gonna be real fun to get out.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I had to pound it out with the socket.
I don't know.
Go back.
A speedo cable still attached.
Oh.
Oh, 0.5 is a game changer for this.
Yeah.
Well, my 0.5 camera on my old one was broken. Bring her out.
Watch the panels on the side. Yeah. Let me twist a little bit.
You're good to go straight.
Move the back of the trans up.
Go. Go out. Keep going. Lift.
Get out.
Nice.
Did you lose? Stop hold.
Homemade linkage stuff. was on there. And get a view of the homemade C-channel mount.
At least the exhaust is like kind of.
It does have the dual exhaust, which is pretty sweet.
Look, they cut the poor cross member.
Yeah, there's a better view of the old transmission guns. View of the number, block number. We got 39146. Yeah, 660. GM, and then get it easy. Not the starter.
Ready? Let's see it. Ready? See it. Ready?
Yeah.
Whoa! 60.
Maybe that compression test. These are our results: 0, 60, 20, 30. That's on the left side. 0, 20, maybe, if even, maybe like 15, 60, and then 10. And this is the temperature sensor. It just pulled out. Not looking very good. Took the transmission off. Oh yeah, she got new freeze plugs in it. So it was rebuilt. Turned it over again. I'll have the video in there. Taking off the intake, and then probably take off the heads. Just see what it's like, and then we'll go from there, kind of see what we need to buy to rebuild the motor.
Those are really cool golf cars, actually.
Ready?
Some of them are just ready to fall off.
They're back.
Thanks, Ray.
Damn, that was on there.
Pull
Holy
it pull the
crap.
tops up.
Gotta go forward a
Yeah,
bit.
you're gonna have to go that way.
I can't.
Lift up and I'll get the primer under it.
Dude,
Oh, that's like pretty clean in
it's
there.
actually really clean. That's actually extremely clean. Got the head off. You can see the concave in that. Kinda.
So thinking ahead.
You'll see, yeah, there, yeah, you can see it, the red behind it.
It's starting around.
All the lifters are like that. We were gonna replace them anyways because we're gonna get a new cam. Alrighty, so to recap, we got transmission out, motor torn down. Just kind of a look at what we're looking at in the cylinders. We cleaned that one off to see if it was bored over at all. And it does not appear to be. It looks like it is still standard. Stock bore. What's up, guys? So, a little recap there. We got all the stuff out. Got it all cleaned up. Well, not really cleaned up. We got it all out. Got the car torn apart. Going to swap meet tomorrow. See what I can kind of find for this motor. See if I can find anything performance for it. I don't know. Not getting my hopes up too much on that. I like to find some headers. I mean, the stock manifolds or whatever, but I like to find some headers for it. But this is going to be it for part one of this video. The next video, we're going to be rebuilding the motor, going to completely overhaul it, probably bore it out or just hone it out, and then start replacing parts. It's going to be like pretty nice motor to go in there. Maybe build it up a little bit, not much, but get a little performance out of it. The goal is to keep this the hot rod the hot rod that it was in the 60s. I mean, it's already got all this. Transmission's in pretty good shape, so clean that up, paint it. But keep what it's got. Not the best bones. And it's got good bones, but at the same time, everything's been hacked in. But we'll just make it better of a hot rod. Make it a little quicker than it would have been with the 283. It was a 283 two-barrel factory car, I believe. And it was the pink, the white roof, and then, what else did it have? That's about it, in the 283. But now it's been painted black, whatever. So, we're gonna kind of keep the hot rod look, but we're gonna redo the engine bay, paint everything, rebuild the motor, kind of all that. That's gonna be in part 2. We got the engine removed when we tried to start it, it was bad. If you haven't watched it, go watch the part 1. Kind of helps understand everything. We took the engine out. The engine's been at the machine shop. So this part we're going to obviously remove the hood. What's it doing? Anyways, we're going to sand and clean up the interior or inside of the engine bay, and plan is to just paint it black. And the engine's almost done, so we kind of got a crunch on that and get it painted, so we can ready to just throw the motor back in and call it a day. So I'm just gonna time lapse it, and that's gonna be it. So let's get to it. All right, this is kind of what we're working with, the engine bay. So we're gonna take this back out, kind of just clean everything off, take the motor mounts out. Those the exhaust manifolds are gonna come out. Got some headers. We're just gonna kind of clean up as much as we can. Might just remove the battery tray. Remove all that, get it painted up. We do need new hood hinges eventually. Right now they're fine, I guess. As you can see, the spring did not fare very well. This is kind of before. Gonna get everything removed and then start sanding everything. This is the before. Can't say I'm surprised to see that. Sorry it's so loud. I got the heater going in here, but I'm not surprised about this at all. So I'm trying really hard to get this bolt out and that up there. Yeah, there's nothing left. Well, you know how it goes with projects. You're kind of just working and you're working and you're working and things escalate. And so it went from just tearing apart the inside to everything coming off. Alrighty, so we got one fender. Then we got this thing that goes on the front. So there's a support beam under there. We're gonna have to get a new grill. I did not do this. It was already like this. Sucks. There's a rad support. Hi, Daisy. Hi, Daisy, mate. Hi. The blinker thing, it's cracked. It sucks. We're gonna reuse it for now. There's no reason not to. So yeah, you can see the mess that is everywhere. The rat crap. So some of the fender stayed on the car. That is what's left of the fender. It's missing over there. This is manufacturing number. That's cool. Not as bad on the corner, but still pretty bad. I mean, that's Bondo, so. And you can see where it's rusted through. Oh, that's cloth right there. And so the goal is you're gonna wire wheel everything, all of this. Wire wheel all this. Kitty, meow. So this is the whole of all the fender screws and nuts and bolts that you have to take out to take off the front clip of a Drive 5 Chevy. So that's gonna be it tonight. Tomorrow we're gonna clean all that, get it ready, start wire wheeling it, and same thing with the little parts, clean them all, wire wheel them all, and we're gonna go from there. So see you. So we got all these little parts cleaned. This floor is a disaster right now. All these little parts cleaned. And then next, we're gonna roll this outside, clean everything, hose it off, clean the vents out and everything. Now we have access to them. And then get that ready for paint. And then also, this all needs wire wheeled and ready for paint. Same thing with the other fender, it's hiding back there. But that's kind of where we're at. It's just kind of getting ready, everything ready for paint. Hang them and get ready to paint them. And then the wagon is outside, cleaning up the engine bay on it again. And then next step is these fenders, maybe tonight, but fenders and then the engine bay. We're gonna clean them up, get those primers ready to paint as well. There's more time lapses. Let's go. I haven't been painting for a little while, as you can see. So I'll get an update on kind of where we're at on the painting. I've been watching the time lapses. So these panels, like most of the inner engine bay area on the lower part, is gonna be semi-gloss, as you can see. And then I need to clean those up and paint these as well. They're gonna be semi-gloss, the inners. And then semi-gloss. That's a little rusted, but we'll just ignore that. Semi-gloss. And then this is on the firewall, the vent. It's on the firewall, so the firewall and the frame and the suspension and stuff are gonna be gloss. The radiator support, sorry. This is on the bottom of the radiator support. This actually turned out really nice too. Got a little bit of heavy pitting right here, but I'm happy with how that turned out. Walking over here, radiator support. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And then that's like the grill, like the latch and stuff. Pretty pleased with that as well. Fenders, I think they look pretty good, if I say so myself. That looks pretty nice. This side, pretty good as well. Not as good. See, heavy pitting from that's where the battery tray's at, so that'll be covered up, but still, obviously the acid and everything, and there wasn't much left of the battery tray. But I think that looks pretty good. I mean, this car's not the best, so at least I'll have one nice part to it at least. And one like tip of advice. Alrighty, we got the wagon in here. Bam. It's done. I mean, I just rebuilt the whole front end. This looks so much better. And then we're gonna have a nice shiny motor right in the middle of that with our fenders, the flat black on the fenders, the other pieces, the flat black, and then into the gloss black. It's gonna look nice. Under here, that a little scary. It's definitely interesting to see how they did things back in the day though, so let's look at this. Okay, well, starting off, of course, we have the wire around the exhaust. The whole exhaust, by the way, is wired on. There's not one actual clamp. Yeah, it's all wired. It's also hanging on the parking brake cable, which is lovely. Okay, next thing, this hitch. All four sketchy things, but that is terrifying. I would never put a trailer behind this. Anyways, on to the next thing. We have the trailer wiring too, which isn't sketchy, but I am trying to drop the gas tank right now. I gotta get up to that. Oh, ate dirt. Okay. The next thing, look at this. So I think they put that on there so that the shock can't go any farther, and it lifts up the rear end so it has a rake. Because it's on both of them. And on that one, you can see how far it went, and that's about the same distance. So I'm pretty sure they put that on there to lift up the rear end. And on to the next thing. Oh my gosh. We might have to get that balanced. That's bad. This is the mess of this. Look at this. This floor was spotless before I started, kind of. All that just to get that gas tank out. Like, look at the shape of that thing. It's a U! Alright, well, there's the gas tank that we worked so hard to get out of. So, the reason it's so hard is because this is the bottom, and then this is where the spare tire well's at. That's why it's so clean. And it goes on top of the spare tire well, pretty much. So that's why it's so hard to get out. Alrighty, so I was out here earlier and I took the drums off of the brakes, which was not an easy task, but got done. After blood, sweat, and tears. Just kidding. I got the rear axle out. As you can see, the Sawzall came out. Somebody didn't want to play nicely, so it got cut. But this is, look at this. Every time you hit this car, just stuff falls from everywhere. Everywhere. So it's just covered, everything is covered in dirt. And then my creeper doesn't move around, and it's frustrating. Suspension on the wagon. We got a disc brake kit and 2-inch drop spindles. And then we're also gonna be doing the rear end and pretty much dwindling our parts pile down here. It's the main goal. We're gonna do 2-inch drop spindles, or 2-inch drop lowering blocks on the rear. And then new brakes and seals and everything here. Clean up transmission, get painted. And then all the front suspension work. Jacob and Mason got the rear end all torn apart. It's draining. Looks pretty good. And then we're gonna put the new bearings on the axles and all new brakes and everything.
Jason, why are you running? You need to wait over here. Go quick. Watch it, man.
Solid part on the car. I mean, the metal's supposed to have flimsy, but got it all prepped good enough. There's actually still factory paint underneath, like the bed liner or the whatever. They got this concoction, this transmission mount. I'm just gonna paint that and call it good. Got the frame completely painted, rebuilt, powder coated, master seat. Looks pretty good. It's probably gonna take 30 business days to dry because it's like 20 degrees in here.
I'm mostly just waiting on getting all the bushings for the front end done. And then we can start assembling the front end and the rear end. We have about everything ready to be put in at least. So we can finally tackle this mountain of parts that still needs to go onto the car. Here's some of the parts I got painted. Got half of the gas tank painted. That's gonna take forever to dry. And then I got the rear end already done. So, like, all these parts need to go on the car still. All this needs to go on the car still. And then we have a full pile at the school that also has to go on the car still. Okay, so we're doing the bushings on the lower control arms and the upper control arms, wherever I put it. So that one's not done yet. And then this one is done. So it is a pain in the rear. You have to air chisel these out. These ones, the upper control arms aren't too bad because the rubber's gone, and you just take out these nuts and then you get the air chisel on that and you press it. You pretty much crunch that down and press that out. And that one needs to go a little bit farther in, I can see there. But the lower ones are doubled. So for the lower control arms, it's got like a step down, and then you got, that's the first lip right there, and that's the first, and then you got the second section. So to get them out, you have to crush that ring right there down, crush the back ring down, and then crush the middle down, all while pushing out. And once you get one out, it's not too bad, but that's usually, I don't know if they're supposed to look like that after, but that's reusable. So I got one of each done and going to get these ones done. And then we're gonna do the leaf spring bushings as well, which are just set in, so they're nothing special. And then we're also doing the axle bearings. These are the old ones. A little bit crunchy, so we're just replacing everything that we've had off, so we don't have to worry about it in the future. Alrighty, so to put these are the lower control arms. So put them on and literally just line them up.
they press on for the most part. On a little ways, it's screwed on. And then you want to find a socket that, this one might be a little too tight, but it's right there. And then you just hammer it in, but you do got to be kind of careful of it bending this, but yeah, it's not too good, but that's how you do it. Oh. Friday, Jacob and I are working on the wagon. He's putting the rear end together. I put a new sending unit in, just self-tapered it in because all the bolts are stripped out, so that's good. It's actually really, really clean in there, which is awesome. It's like perfect, actually. I'm gonna paint the top and then gonna throw it in while he gets that ready to be thrown in as well. We got the rear end in. We got the gas tank in. Got all these cinched down. We went to the third one on this. It was on the second, but we went to the third. Got new gaskets in there. The rear end put back together. Mounted. Then we got our 2-inch lowering blocks in here. And the lowering blocks, if you haven't used them, a little pin on the top and a hole in the bottom, and there's a pin like on the top of these. And that lines up on the bottom here, and then that lines up onto the plate up here. So they're pretty easy. And they came with new U-bolts, thankfully. Got all this done. Now the rear end just needs brake lines and all the brake hardware, which we have. We just got to install it. Also got the motor here. So that'll be installed hopefully soon. We did the rear last time, so we're going to be installing our new brake booster, master cylinder, spindles, and then the rotors and such, and hopefully get the whole front end back together. Alright, update. So Jacob and Sam are putting the ball joints in. Upper and lower. And then I was putting the booster on. You have to cut the studs on those because you don't got much room to work there. But other than that, it's pretty easy. And then, oops. And then in here, you just have that little bracket that goes on the brake pedal, a little stud that you can adjust back and forth, and then the booster. So pretty simple. And then while we're working on the front, Mason got the brakes done on the rear. Both the rear brakes done. They even come with a picture. It's just rock auto. So we got the whole front suspension done, and we got the brakes done as well for the front. This is the kit. It came with pre-bent lines, so we're running them. They're kind of wonky how they run. I need to fasten that down there, but they're all right. And that's to the rear. Got the new tie rods. Got the calipers and discs on here. It's pretty bad, but we had to weld the arm onto the spindle from our mistake before, so we did that. You got front shocks in, spring, front end, same thing on this side. Everything new in. Spring, shocks. And then, so our issue now is the tire is a 14 and it does not clear the caliper because, it was meant for drums and not
disc brakes. So we have to find some bigger wheels to put on there, and then should be able to roll it out and clean the next thing. So they took the seat out, and look at this. This is what is underneath the driver's seat. See the green shag carpet. So we need to get outside so we can get this out of there instantly. But more progress done. Guys helped out quite a bit. Just gotta get some wheels, get it rolling, and then we'll start assembling the front end and the motor. Alrighty, so we got the wagon outside. You can see all the front suspension now. It's looking nice. Inside, not so much. We cleaned that big rat nest out. You saw that. In case you wondered how unsolid this car is, just look at all the rust. That's where your seat mounts. This is the other floor. There's seat mounts again. Rust, rust. Body filler, rust. And then the back's okay. Separating. Rust, rust. And then we finally got this door open. It wouldn't open, so we got it open. Yeah. Rust. I think my favorite part, so there was Bondo here that I pulled off. That was right there, you know. This rear quarter is completely not attached to the body, and you can tell it's been like that for a while because that's Bondo. It's all Bondo, and I don't think you're supposed to be able to move your rocker that much. And then it's also separated in here, and I moved some Bondo, and there's that. More Bondo. Bondo on that wheel well. Bondo holding these seat mounts in. It's actually pretty sturdy. Bondo holding that seat mount in. All right, we got the wagon back inside. Cleaned out the inside, kind of. Got the inside kind of clean. We got the rat nest out, which is the main goal. The smell. Next, gonna tackle fuel line and brake lines to the rear. Got the fittings. It's like the same fitting for everything, so it makes it easy. And then I'm still waiting on the soft line for the brake lines. So I just got to run them along the frame rail to the rear axle, and it should be pretty straightforward. All right, so I got the brake line ran right there. Fuel line ran all the way up to the front. So that's all good. Got the rear end completely done now with the brake lines.
I don't know, it's a Corvette. What do you...
got the 327 out of the hot tank, got it all oiled up, and it's about ready to, now we're gonna take it to a machine shop and it'll get bored. All right, so I just pulled this out of the hot tank. Got all the, it's not that clean, it needs clean, but when I get it bored over, it'll clean off more. But it actually turned out pretty clean. I mean, it's a pretty clean block. This is the old crankshaft. I know you're not supposed to set a crankshaft on the side, but I don't really feel comfortable setting it up in here. So this is a new crankshaft I went and bought yesterday. It's in a lot better shape. It does have this one spot, but it doesn't even catch your nail. So we're gonna polish that up and call it good. This is a 10 under crankshaft though. And then we just gotta decide how much we're gonna board over, which the machine shop guy will tell me that, and then buy new pistons for it, and then we'll start putting them back together. I have some other parts showing up, which is be exciting from a company, so that'll be exciting. And that's about it. It's kind of just clean, and then start reassembling. it's ready to start. What's up? We're here at the machine shop and we just got done breaking in the motor. I'll have a video of that here. Just 30 minutes of ruthlessly listening to this, but it's done. The motor's done. It's ready to go into the car. This is awesome. We did sacrifice 2 plug wires in the process, but it's done. That's all that matters.
Said two plug wires sacrificed. It sucks, but I need to get 90-degree ones anyways.
But here it is. So you got that. Here's the setup, and yeah, your control panel is right behind here. We had some issues with the MSD box, so hooked mine up, and yeah, just ignore that. But it's done. And that's all that matters. What's up? Another day working on the wagon. The goal today is to get the motor, transmission in, maybe the front clip on, maybe running. But I need to finish the brake lines in the rear. Got the fuel line ran. I got the brake line ran. Got a soft line for that. But right now, we're working on, I'm going to replace this seal. And then also front seal, my torque converter. And then this crankshaft has a pilot bearing in it since it's a different crankshaft. So I got to get that out. Alrighty, so we got the new seal in after a lot of fighting. Here's that old one. And then we got the new rear seal in as well. And there's the old one, the massive difference, as you can see. This still has the cloth liner on it. All right, you saw in the time lapse, we got the motor in. Had to custom clearance the headers a little bit there. But we're putting the front clip on and going from there. All right, as you saw in the time lapse, we got the front clip on, motor in, transmission and drive shaft are in. We got the rear wheels back on. The rear is done besides one brake line. We got fluid in the rear. Gonna need more fluid in the transmission. Got the fan on. Radiator is getting ready. I mean, we can put it in any time, but we don't want to mess it up. Put a new ignition switch in, which was a pain in the ass. And then we just gotta figure out the wiring here and where stuff goes. We gotta figure out the mice's lunch. And what they did with it. And other than that, we gotta paint the grill still. Gold, obviously. Put the hood on, and then put the torque converter bolts on. And then our front, and you can't really tell here, but the front sits a little low on the, kind of down. So there's 2 shims. And there's shims that we gotta add right there. That'll lift that up a bit. And because of that, we also cannot open the doors, so at all, okay. There's a carnage of the ignition switch. I had to drill it all the way out because it did not have keys. We got this steering wheel we'll be putting on. I think it fits the retro vibe pretty well. Got to put more transmission fluid in it. And then maybe get this shop halfway cleaned up after we put floors in the wagon. Car has beat us up pretty hard today, so we're kind of done. We're gonna call it so we can get to a good point next time when we start on it. What's up? All right, so another day working on the wagon. And so last time we got the engine in, transmission in, front clip on. You see it here. I had some issues trying to figure out the alternator bracket situation. All right, so been working a little while. Got the alternator on, radiator in, MSD box installed, not wired up, just installed. I put the air cleaner on just for show. Got the lower radiator hose on, got the water neck on, plug wires on. Finished up the one brake line we're missing in the rear, along with a hose connecting the filler neck for the gas tank in the rear. So that's all done. Can't get over how good this engine bay looks. The air cleaner, a little big. I don't know if I'm digging how big it is, but it matches. So I think I'm gonna go with a little one eventually. But I gotta line this up better. It's all cockeyed. You can see it there. It's all wonky. So I need to adjust the brackets and stuff on that. Radiator went in. It's a nice, pretty tight fit. Hopefully don't need to make some shroud or something for that situation. With that, got the MSD box installed here. Had little rubber pads on it for vibration. So I put it on the front here because I was looking here. I'm like, we really don't have any room. I mean, I could go over here, then I got to run the wires all the way around. Could have put it up in there, so run the wires all the way around, but it's not very flat surface. And then over here, I'm gonna put the fan and stuff back on. I gotta take the valve cover off to put all that back there. And so I have no room here. I guess I could have put it down there, but I mean, kind of want to show it off. So this is a perfect spot. I got all this open room, and then this hole was already cut here. So I put this, it's like this putty stuff, and it acts as like an insulator thing. Gotta get a radiator cap still. Gotta figure out this upper hose. I don't have the original water neck anymore, so I gotta figure out a way to make that bendy there somehow. But it's coming along. So the main thing now is wiring. Gotta figure out all the transmission stuff and wiring, and hopefully we'll get our first fire up then. Because up in Mason have been doing the wiring. Gonna loom it all up once we know it works. So the headlight wiring. They did have the headlights working again. And then Eli and I have been very busy in here making floor pans. It's going very well. Got the headlights working. And all the wiring should work.
Just like Grant's brain.
Anyways, got the headlights working. Mason and Philip did. And then we got all of the floors patched. Miscellaneous items.
Have you watched Quantum Leap?
We got
Quantum Leap is
the list is dwindled down. We just got rid of a bunch of things, so less to do
it was
on there. Just a bunch of little things on the engine, and then we should be done. All right, so we got transmission lines. Ignore that. It's fine. Brakes are bled. We got electric fuel pump in. All the wiring hooked up. That one, don't worry about that. Fuel pump wires, radiators filled. Eli put the seat in. Key works, gauges hopefully work. Ready to start. Philip, you might check all the tires.
Yeah, I will.
I'm not sure.
Why is the key stop working?
Here, wait. Just see if it cranks.
Huh. That is gnarly. That's awesome.
I say no exhaust.
Please no.
Burns the eyeballs.
It smells yummy.
Like, really burns the eyes.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
No, I'll just leave it. I'll do it. If it needs anything, I doubt it will. Okay, wait. Hold. Go! There's way too much fuel. Yeah, it's flooding, not choking. So, tune it back. All right. Yeah, well, I have the screw all the way out. Here, do you want to...
Well, you saw it. The wagon finally ran, and sounds pretty nice. Didn't really get too idled, or like, it didn't really tune it too much, because I still need to get a belt for it. I got one, wrong one. Got another one, wrong one. So, got to get a belt for it. And so we can kind of monitor temperatures and all that. And then there's just a bunch of little things we got to fix up. Got a little leak. Got a leak right there, got to fix up. I just have this electric fuel pump on here right now, which honestly, not really supposed to pull, but I mean, it works fine. Got it out of the way of the fan. Wires not out of the way of the fan. Transmission still needs more fluid, but ran really nice. Sounds mean. I mean, it's loud, but sounds awesome. Really excited about how it sounds. Like I said, so I gotta get an alternator, bracket. or a belt for the alternator bracket. And then we have the seats in here, all that good stuff. So just a bunch of little things. Transmission worked, we tried it, moved the tires, so good there. Just a bunch of little things. Brakes are kind of good, I think. I'm not too sure on that, to be honest. The wagon moved out here, get the shop cleaned up, and just fix the little things then and go from there. So we'll get a video whenever we go to drive it next. I got the wagon back in after its first maiden voyage. Ran pretty good. I think the timing's off a bit. It backfires when you rev it up pretty high, or when you try to go at all. Got to hook up a switch for the fuel pump. It's better than this situation. And then temp sensor, I don't know if it works or not. It doesn't read anything, but I also didn't run that long, so it might just not have got that hot yet. Everything works in here. Got the choke hooked up. I don't know if it really works because I feel like I have to open it up every time. But just got to do some rear wiring. And then here's the list of miscellaneous stuff that needs to be done still. But that was its maiden voyage. It's first time running and driving since 1975. So we got a bunch of little things, but it's actually pretty solid, and it fires right up, which is awesome. I started a little late here, but I'm putting some insulation in. It's about time. I painted the whole inside, add some clips of that, painting the inside. And then one thing I haven't showed you guys, which I filmed some of it, but I was kind of in a rush. So I redid the seats, painted,
redid the seats. See on the inside here too. They're not the best, obviously, but my first time ever redoing seats, and I'm happy with them. They're really comfy. That's all that really matters to me. I redid the burlap, cotton, I put some foam down. I'll throw up clips of doing all that, but we got this brown with the black, and then for the door cards, same brown, and then the black, and it's just masonite or whatever, the cardboard stuff behind there, and plain Jane, simple, but I think it fits the car pretty nice. I also did some new license plates over there on the floor. This is so that's looking a little dirty. Gets dusty in here, but back seat looks pretty good as well. So I'm gonna run some clips of me redoing the whole seats, and I didn't film a ton because I was really busy with school and stuff. So let's run that. What's up? We're back. The 57 wagon. Last parts you saw. I mean, we were working on the engine, got it installed, running, driving. Now for a little update on it. It's got an exhaust on it. Coming out there on the sides, dual exhaust. It's got new tires. I need to paint the rims still and get some hubcaps, but new tires finally. And right now we're attacking the interior. So take apart these seats. These are the back seats. That's the bottom, that's the top. Because I can get this open. We have nothing right now. So need an interior to drive a vehicle. So I'm going to tear these apart because they smell awful and gross. And so get them apart and then paint them. Repair whatever springs need repaired within them. Just probably a few. And then we're gonna do a cheap kind of homemade DIY interior restoration. Might include some new door panels as well. So let's get started. So taking this apart, it's really not bad. This is the back seat in the rear, and like this foam is in decent shape still. When you lift it up, see the burlap, and the seat still has paint on it. Quite impressive. It's still like damp though, and it's coming off. It still smells really bad. The mice didn't get. That's what happens when the mice don't get to them. This one, on the other hand, the mice did get to, and this is the bottom and the back, so that one's gonna be nice and fun. Alrighty, so I got this all. This is the bottom, I believe. Yeah, of the back seat. Got it all cleaned up. So a lot of these springs in between are broken. So you got those ones, you got some missing here, and all of these ones are missing because this is where the mouse is the worst. You can see how rusty that is. So I'm gonna wire wheel this, paint it, and then I think I'm just gonna put some zip ties here to hold these. So empty, some brown. I think this is our color we are going to be using. And then we run out of that one, I guess we can throw some of this on there. I don't have any black, so we're going to find everything but black that we have, and we're going to use it. Alright, this thing sucks, so next gen. Dark walnut. That's our next choice. And stops rust, so perfect. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, so we got, this is the back of the back seat, I believe. I think I'll get a shape this is. I haven't painted this or anything. This is how it was. But even with how nice it looks, it still smells, has that distinct rat smell to it. So it'll be getting a fresh coat of paint, but not one spring's broken. Perfect. Those are mounts for it and everything. They're all really nice as well. Scraped it all off. That all fell out of the bottom seat. That's lovely. And then we got these getting painted right now. So these are on the inner supports of the seats. And then that is the bottom seat for the back. I got it all painted up and it looks phenomenally better already. All right, I'm calling it good there. I think I hear my dad over there sanding the backs of the seats. So that's cool. But that's what we got. So this is the back of the back seat. This is the bottom of the back seat. Quick repair here. I mean, that zip ties are springy, right? Spring was kind of going wherever it wanted, so I did that. So it kind of stabilized it a little bit there. Got all the hardware. Need to paint it black. I need to get some black paint. Got to paint the stand black. This is internal stuff, so I didn't really care. This is like a black walnut. So it looks like black on the camera, but it's not. It's like a brown. As you can kind of see it there. Yeah, it's like a brownish. So that's kind of the beginning of that. And then on this front seat. So I tore this front seat apart a few days ago. I just didn't film it because it's just tearing the seat apart. But it's pretty rusty. Gonna have to wire wheel everything, take the vinyl off of those side covers, wire wheel everything, paint it all. We do have a few broken springs here that aren't easy to fix, so just get some new ones there, new clips. As this is driver's side, this is right where you sit, so kind of would be nice if it was fixed correctly. And then these need wire wheeled pretty well and painted to get the smell out of them. They're pretty bad. And this is the bottom. It's really rusty, you can see. But it could be worse. So it's broken right there, but I'm thinking get another piece of wire, go along that, and then clip it on there, and then kind of bring it together there, and that should be a-okay. So not too bad. I mean, I'm doing this really budget, so I need to buy some burlap and cotton, and then I got some vinyl for like $5 a yard. It's actually like vinyl for the top of a car, so it'd be really durable, but it doesn't stretch much, so that's the biggest downfall. But it'll work for what I need, and it's cheap, and we're doing a DIY here, so I'll see you next time we work on this. All right, I'm in the other shop here. We're working on the wood for the backings of the back seats. And this one's already done, sanded. I mean, you can tell these are in pretty good shape, actually. Not much water damage. I mean, though you can still feel it a little bit wet, but this one's sanded and ready. And then here's the other side. Just drop it, but pretty good shape for what it is. So, gonna stain this and seal it again, kind of keep the smell away from everything else. This one is undone, so we need to scrape this off. Little scraper here works pretty good. Go with the grain, and then it's just glue that we're getting off. So that's kind of concept there. All these tiny little staples, like hundreds of them along the side. So just pull those out so they don't mess with the sander too much.
back. It's the next day. I'm working on the seats again. So I just got all these wire wheeled. Got as much rat crap off them as I could. And flaky rust. So they might not rust again. We'll see. A little bit. Psh, psh. I never know. So anyways, this is the front seat now. I got the back seat painted. It's all back in there in the back of the wagon. So I'm gonna get this painted up now and then go from there. All right, I just got the bottom of the front seat done. And then this is the old front door card. Mason's making the new front card. We're doing this black on top, or on the bottom. And then we're gonna do this brown faux leather looking stuff on the top. And that's also the piping on the seat, so accent each other a little bit. And these are the back seats. Turned out all right. It looks a lot better and they don't smell as bad, so we're not going for a showroom restoration here. We're going for a driver quality. So I just got to I got to upholster the top part, which is interesting because it starts at the bottom and wraps all the way around one piece. So that one will be nice and fun. And then yeah, that's the other material, but we'll get all these in the wagon and then we'll show you what they look like. Or on the car. Mason's putting the door cards in. One, I think there's one on the other side. Mason's putting good. And then I am attempting to polish it. So this is polished. This is not polished. You can see the difference. So a lot chalkier. So that looks pretty good. So I'm gonna do the whole car and we'll see how it turns out. Done. Putting the roof rack on the wagon. So what was it, 8 3/8 from here? We put little markers on all our corners, and then we're just gonna screw through the roof. I don't really get. And then these are all separate, so we'll just gotta find the middle of them all and get that done. Probably just self-tapper it to the roof.
All right, it's fine.
Got it?
Yep. That should be good.
All right, hope you enjoyed that. So back to what we're doing. We're installing some insulation. So not sponsored or anything like that, but this Silas brand, they're on Amazon. It's like the cheapest stuff you can find. I used it in the Falcon, if you haven't watched that video. So it's like, bought it before, I liked it, so I'll do it again. So I cleaned up the floor a little bit, not the best, but We're putting some of this down and hopefully quiet up the ride a little bit. So rock noises, and then I'm also gonna put it on here to cover up some of the body filler because dirt's coming through there now from the body filler. And I mean, what better way to fix something than just mask it, you know? So this is the size of sheets they come in. Pretty big. I mean, 2 foot maybe. 2 foot by a foot. I don't know. They're pretty big. They take up a significant amount. And it's got the tar paper and then tar on the back, which I really enjoy, and it definitely does its job. I've used, like I said, I've used this stuff before in the Falcon. If you haven't seen that video, you should go watch it. I think it's redoing the carpet on that. What I like about this is you can peel it back up if you put it down. For the most part, you can at least. Alrighty, so got most of this done over here. So I was having a dilemma. I was like, why is there dirt getting on my... See, dirt splattered on the door after I went down dirt road. Yep, some of their body work back in the day didn't hold up very well. Oh, is that the tire? Wow. I can't believe the tire would be from the inside. So, I mean, this will be nice. I can just seal her down with some of that stuff and don't have to worry about it anymore. What's up? Okay, so we put the sound setting down. That was like a week ago now, but so we put the sound setting down, and now it's time for the wood. So there's the wood I chose. It's still plywood, obviously, but it's sanded. If that makes sense. Got it all cleared out so I can make my thing here. I already measured it out, so it's 46 1/4 that way, 47 long, or at least that's how long I'm gonna make the wood. And then the trunk, the spare tire well, starts at 29 inches from that side, so 29 from there, and then 6 inches in on each side is how far I'm gonna go. Right there, it's gonna leave a little bit of room, but that's all right. Get more platform for it to sit on, because I'm not doing like factory. It would have like sat in here and sat on these, but I just got some hinges here. They go flush, and that's what we're gonna use. And then I got some clear waterproof finish, because yep, that's gonna need that because we don't have any seals. So all right, first cut done. So that was the 46 across. It really didn't need much cut, so that's lucky enough to fit, but I can't put it in because these, so what I'm gonna have to do is put it at an angle and then set it down, then pull it back, and I'll cut like a little, honestly, I don't even know if I'll have to cut anything there because the metal stops before that, so I probably won't have to do anything with that. We cut our length, so the 47. So quite a bit of that will probably come off. Bonk. All right, this is the 46 by 47 piece, so 46 1/4 by 47. So in theory it should go in and fit good, so let's see. a tight fit. Okay, well that looks way better than what we had before. So cut this little slit here just for wires and kind of whatever. I'm gonna put carpet over this. So we have the full piece done. Now we got to figure out how we're gonna cut out the little hatch here, which isn't hard. It's gonna measure in 6 inches from the sides and then 29 inches from the back to wherever 29 inches is. Then I'll make a little square there, cut it out, put my hinges on there, and we will have a hatch so we can get to our spare tire well. All right, 6 inches in here, 6 inches in here, and then this is 18 from here, from back. So this is the tailgate to the front of the spare tire, and then 29 from the front, from back seat to the spare tire. It looks so much smaller here than it does there. So just gonna get this cut out, and then we'll throw the hinges on it. And I mean, throw it in there, see how it fits, and then get it stained. I didn't really show it very well, but I'm putting the hinges on. I got the flappy thing, got it all cut, put it in there. Fits perfect. These are the hinges I've got. So they're like a something bronze, like aged bronze or something like that. Doesn't really matter because I'm gonna probably cover them up anyways, but they're all the same price. And I was like, oh, these look halfway aged, so perfect. All right, that's the bottoms done. I said it was clear, but that obviously changed the color quite a bit, but I think it looks good. Makes the grain show out a little bit. Not that it matters, it's gonna be covered up, but I think it looks pretty good. Honestly, I just did a pretty heavy coat. I don't know if I'm gonna do another coat. I might just call it good with that coat. All right, so I got it all stained. I just did one coat on each side. Not really that worried about it, but time to install it, see how it looks. Very not dry still. Oh well. Boom, done. Okay, so I got little screws here. I might have drilled a hole too big, so I got 3 screws holding this on for now. It's temporary, but sturdy and moves with the tailgate. Like it's supposed to, so that's all that matters. Then we got the main part in there. It's not fastened down at all yet. Just screw that down. Screw this side down. It's up for some reason. And then I got all my junk in there that I need to organize and clean as well. So, but that's it. Looks pretty good. My next step is this gray carpet. Pretty thin. Easy to clean. It's like an outdoor carpet thing. I'm gonna be putting that. I'm gonna start with the back of the seat, and then I will see how much I've left to put it right there. And then my goal is to have shag carpet here, still wet, and then shag carpet on the sides. That's why they're not. So I got the wagon. I'm gonna make this kind of the end of part 1 on the interior revamp, pretty much. So as you can see, we have a different colored door now. I got this door for 50 bucks. It's a Bel Air door, so it's got this different trim here. And this trim up here is also different. But other than that, it's a really solid door. So, and guess what? That's glass. So now I have a driver window and a working outside handle. So, can't beat that. Anyways, I didn't show it before, but these are the seats in the car now. Not the greatest. And then there's also side pieces that come and cover all this, and your lever and all that. I don't have any of that in there right now. These are the door cards, brown with a black. I need to loosen that up a bit. They look awesome. Mason did those for me. I need to make little covers for these as well. steering wheel, I don't know if I showed that. Fan. There's kind of the rear seat, same thing. Looking good, very comfy. Door card. Has a bunch of dirt on it because there's crap spraying up and all that. And then what I was just doing, so we got the wood, which I still need to cut like an inch here because it doesn't close. So whatever, but we got the carpet looking pretty awesome. I'm very pleased with it. Little hatch here, bunch of crap in there. I do wish these staples would like go a little farther, but this carpet is really, really thin, so it'll clean easy, which I like. It hid my hinges. You can see the little lumps there. For my hinges, it hid those. We got all the sound deadening in here. And walking around. This door's locked, but it's whatever, it's the same thing. Just kind of a view of this side of the interior. Nothing special. I didn't even clean the seats for this. I don't know if I've showed all the new license plate floors, but they look awesome. So there's that. I am opting to open this in the car because I have my heater in here, because I was looking underneath the dash. So this seems like it's nice and warm in here. So I'm gonna do it here. So with our stainless kit, we have some crimpers, very nice. Some splicers, kind of nice. I've actually thought about getting some of these. So things like the automatic where they splice and then kind of in any size of wire or strip, whatever. We have some tape combo pack. And then, let's see what we got here. Some Power Braid Performance Wiring Wrap Kit. So, it's all the looming. I like this looming a lot. Beats the plastic stuff all day. The stuff looks really nice, really clean, hides stuff well. Blends in, which is the biggest thing. Put that right there. Then we have the harness itself. See what's in it. It is meant for the Tri-5 Chevy chassis. So it is meant for the Tri-5 Chevy chassis harness. So made for a 57 Chevy car, wagon, all the same. Before you begin, ta-da, there's everything. We've got little, it must be like their, an example of their Power Braid. Okay, so we got classic braid versus Power Braid. So it's whatever your preference is. Okay, so I didn't really film it, but I got the dash out. I don't think I did it right because it was very hard. Probably should have watched the video on it first. And I have a feeling you're supposed to take this off, but I did not. And anyways, we got it out without breaking anything. So I've been kind of labeling some of the wires as I take them apart. It's pretty nasty up in here, but very complete. Everything's here, so it's not too bad. Labeling, taking pictures as I go, and these connectors do not like to come out, but the kit comes with new ones, but just make sure you cut up here, not down there, if you're gonna just cut the wires like I'm going to. So I got most of the wiring out. It's not much to show, I'm just taking wiring out. And then I was taking the turn signal harness out here. was trying to take this harness for the rear out, and I was trying to get this kick panel off. It's like, Jesus, you have to like bend this out to get it out. I don't know if that's factor or not, but I was looking at this like, this is really like flimsy. It's homemade. Sometime back in the day when they were building this car, they decided they wanted some metal kick panels. So I don't know what style of kick panels they're supposed to have, but okay, so I think I got all my connectors on here that are important. So we're gonna put this back in the car and we'll go from there and start routing stuff and seeing where stuff lays. Okay, so I got the harness back in, not much to it. So I got the headlight harness, got the front harness routed through there. And then I don't know why, but they put the dimmer switch harness on that side of the grommet. I don't know if 55 and 56 are different. So anyways, I cut the zip ties and stuff and routed it on this side. So that is this harness right here, runs down to the dimmer switch. Gotta have those special screws for that to get that off. So, which is, I don't quite understand, but anyways. So then I got this right here, which is the light switch, which is right here. This is for the ignition switch. And then under here, we have this big harness, which is like all accessories, so like windows. This is 5 wires for aftermarket radio. Alright, so I got the headlights out. So this one's got a little wasp nest, of course. So I believe the underdash is done, and I also got the gauge cluster done. Just super easy because they send you like a harness already made for it, like where the wire is gonna go, and they just zip tie them kind of how you want them. The only thing I did different is I grounded it here instead of here because I don't have one of these special Chevy screwdrivers. So should be all right. If it's not all right, then I'll have to get something to change it, but I'm not too worried about it. Kind of sucks is the plastics in there are broken on both sides. I also got my dome light in. I don't think I filmed that either. That was super easy. So as far as I'm aware, I think the inside of the cab is done. That's my goal at least. And then the inside's done, the tail section's done. So now, and the front section's done. All I have left is the engine bay. I've been kind of avoiding it. There's not a ton of wires, but I was like, there's a lot of wires that run into it later and stuff. So I want to get every other component done. And then that kind of be the last thing, so. Well, I kind of just been doing some working and not filming much time lapse and such, but I've got it kind of just wired up so I can test some stuff. Look at this, some headlights work. The blinker bars aren't working because there's no light bulbs I can get to stay in there, but headlights work. Come on the inside, see our dash lights are on. It's kind of cool. Look over here. The clock light's on. I don't think it's on itself, which kind of sucks, but. And then our dimmer switch down here works perfect. The dome light and stuff works, but the switches are bad. So I have to like press down on the, if I press down on it, it makes contact, turns the courtesy lights on, turns the dome light on, which is kind of cool. It's cool to have stuff like that. Then for the tail lights, look at that, we have tag lights, which we did not have before. This one's really bright like it's supposed to be. This one's not. I flipped the connectors in that one, so I'll have to flip those around, and that one should be good. But it's pretty exciting to see everything kind of like work like it's supposed to. The fuel pump does work too. It is spilled on my floor because it's not hooked up to it. So I kind of just got temporary power. I got this fuse box in here, or this, yeah, it is a fuse box, I guess. And I've been trying to get all this wiring looking nice, which is harder than it looks. I also don't know if this is gonna work because this is really close to that, which sucks, but I'll see what I can do there. And then I got the fan relay tucked down in there looking nice. I gotta hook it up all the way too, but I got a lot of work to do. It's just kind of cool to see headlights on again. It looked kind of depressing because they're not in, but it's cool to see that. The dome light work. I've never had dome light before. Shut that, turn that down. Mounted, sounds pretty good actually. It's pretty loud. I need it to be louder, so I got other speakers for that, but I'm pretty excited about this. Close that up and look, never existed. And then you got all your cool lights elsewhere. Radio off. Goodbye. Shuts right off. It's pretty nice. What I do is find how I'm going to mount the other speakers, the 6.5-inch ones. And then the radio is going to be done. Interior is pretty much done at that point. Interior is done at that point. Besides like putting the stuff back into the dash. And then figure out something to block that off. But that's exciting. I've never had a like classic with like a nice, oh, okay. Whoa. I've never had a classic with like a nice radio like this. So this is pretty cool. Be able to listen to whatever I want. That's cherry right there. I got them painted. And they look pretty good. They look a little ghetto, but like, shut the light off. Oh, now it just looks like a normal box. Can't even tell. Now it's wood. So anyways, got them wired up. Got the radio back in. See the other side. The other side's pretty tight. I had to take the cable off, or the parking brake cable to put this on, but it holds it on there, so. These little covers are just held on by rubber. They're like a silicone stuff. It seems really weird to me, but whatever. Headlights are on. They're bright. The new bulbs are nice. Shit, kicking stuff now.
That's my flashlight. Like, I had the courtesy lights off since I was working in here. Courtesy lights. Let's shut those off. Okay, I got the courtesy lights off. See our gauge lights working, tach's working, accessory gauges are working, clock's working. I didn't know that you could turn on the courtesy lights with this. Turn it all the way to the left. And a little bit up. That's cool. I like that a lot. Shuts all the other gauges off, but I didn't know that. Then come around to the back. We got tail lights, tag lights, and the brake lights work too. So. Brake lights. And then the starter works like it should. All right, so like I said, we are going on a 2,000-mile road trip. 1,000 miles there, 1,000 miles back. And we're taking this 57 Chevy 210 station wagon. Me and my buddy, who owns this little Falcon over here now. I used to own it, but he owns it now. He's working on it. We are going to bomb this thing down to Arizona. So from Kansas to Arizona is our goal. And Route 66 for about the whole way, at least starting in Oklahoma City. So that'll be pretty cool. Let's kind of go over the car and see what we've done to it to prepare for the trip and what's been done to it in the past. So we pulled this out of a tree row about a year ago. All those videos are on my channel. Rebuilt this engine fully and power brakes, and then redid the interior and such. See here. And then the whole chassis and suspension's been done and all that. So just recently, I put a 5-speed manual in it. You can see here. And then we got clutch master here. And then new drive shaft, which was much needed because it was very worn out. And other than that, I haven't touched. The engine's still the same as it was in past videos, but manual transmission now, new drive shaft, and I did just install a brand new wiring harness, which is also a video on my channel. So I'm gonna let the engine cool down here for a little while so I can do an oil change. And I think I have a valve cover leak, so I'm gonna take the valve cover off and see if that's leaking there, if it's my intake, and I'm just screwed.
Distributor.
Yeah.
I don't want to really take it out because then I gotta fuck with all the timing.
I mean, just put it on top dead center.
Yeah. Man, I remember when I said I was gonna use this brake clean liberally, and now I'm letting it eat.
I don't use anything liberally.
Oh, hey. Set squelch only when the radio is not receiving a strong signal. So it might be better to do it in here.
Installed. Fuck yeah. The driver's side on, and I got the passenger side on. Not much to them, they're pretty sturdy, so had to make some rockers, but it's part of the job. There's really nothing for them to mount to on either side, so that's a 48 Kansas license plate. It looks nice. All right, now I got that on there. I got myself a little patch here with the 55 license plate. I believe this valve cover is leaking on the back. I hope it's a valve cover, not the intake. So I'm gonna take it off, see if it's leaking. If it's not, I'm just gonna cry myself to sleep. Then we also got a speedo installed, as well as a power inverter charger thing. We got all kind of gadgets in here now. It's quite the machine. Look at it all. I gotta hook up that. I think the wire came unplugged for the inverter, but hook that up. And then on the back, we got some of our luggage up here. Pretty cool. And I put these seals on. I don't know if they're actually gonna do anything. I just had them laying around and there was no seals there, so why not? I mean, that one's already coming off, so it's whatever. If they come off, it's kind of whatever. If they work, then great. So I'm gonna change the oil, probably top off the transmission fluid if it's not, and check the rear end fluid as well, because I have no idea how much is in there, and we'll go from there. Campground, I guess. We got the fake Cadillac Ranch with a bunch of limos and Volkswagens. Kind of cool. Slugbug Ranch. I don't have any spray paint, but we went down to Winslow as well, but it was kind of a quick trip. But staying on the corner of Winslow, but we're at the Winslow Hotel. Got one for tonight. We're marked up. Number one. I am going to end the video here on this super cinematic drive through the Petrified Forest National Park. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is about 8 videos total mixed together. About 2 years worth of footage. And if you want to see any of these videos in more depth, they are on my YouTube channel. Just go look for them. And if you want to see this road trip more in depth, it is also on my YouTube channel. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And we have some cool stuff in the pipeline, so make sure you follow along.